Welcome everyone to Coin New Yen Review channel. Before we dive into today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share so more people can discover us. Enjoy the show. On the day Ryan Liu got engaged to my beloved, everyone was on guard expecting me to cause a scene. Yet until the moment we exchanged rings, Nike didn't show up at all. When Ryan Liu stepped out in my ceremonial dress, I instinctively glanced toward the hotel entrance. Sister Ryan, don't worry. We've got everything arranged. We won't let Ji and Soo crash the event. That's right. Every entrance has at least 8 bodyguards. There's no way Ji and Soo can get in. Good, I glanced at the entrance again. I'm going to check on How Wong. You all keep an eye out. Rest assured, Sister Ryan. Ryan Liu turned around and pulled my phone from my pocket. There were plenty of messages, but not a single one from Ji and Soo. This time it seemed Ji and Soo had finally learned his lesson, and he was far more patient than before. I still remembered the old days. Ji and Soo swore he'd stop bothering me, but usually within a week, he'd come back shameless as ever. Yet this time, it had been a full 15 days. The engagement ceremony was about to begin. Ryan Liu pulled myself together and looked at How Wong approaching from a distance. Our engagement was quite the spectacle, with media broadcasting it live. Ji and Soo was probably watching the stream right now. As we neared the ring exchange, nothing had gone wrong. Ryan Liu started to feel uneasy, frequently glancing toward the entrance. The 8 bodyguards stood with serious expressions, on high alert staring outside. The scene suddenly felt a bit ridiculous. I took the ring box. Under How Wong's expectant gaze, I pulled out the ring. As I was about to place it on his finger, I couldn't help but glance toward the entrance again. Still no sign of Ji and Soo. How Wong softly called out Ryan. I snapped back and looked at him. His fingers were long and clean, clearly never touched by hard labor. But for some reason, I suddenly recalled Ji and Soo's hands that day. For someone so obsessed with appearances, his hands had never looked so rough. But it was his own doing. Who told him to keep pestering me so shamelessly? But if he truly reformed and stopped bothering me and How Wong, I'd be willing to give him plenty of money to spare him some hardship. I was lost in thought when a commotion suddenly erupted outside. Could it be Ji and Soo coming to steal the bride? If he dares, it'll be the first to make him regret it. Several friends in the audience were already gearing up. Ryan Liu hadn't even noticed that a faint smile had crept onto my lips. Shengmin Chengbai, you to go check it out. If it's Ji and Soo, throw him out, no need to spare his feelings. I watched as my friends headed out. The commotion outside grew louder. The guests couldn't sit still, all craning their necks to look outside. How Wong felt an inexplicable unease. He looked at me and noticed the anxiety on my face had vanished. Even my entire demeanor seemed to have calmed. In How Wong's heart, a strange thought flickered. Did Ryan Liu truly hate Ji and Soo? Why did it feel, deep down, as if I were hoping he'd come cause trouble? Ryan, should we exchange rings first? How Wong gently prompted. I glanced at him, my expression still soft. But I didn't nod it yet. How Wong, let's wait until the situation outside is handled. But I don't want our engagement to have any imperfections. How Wong's tone hardened. Ryan, a friend, rushed back with an odd expression. What's wrong? Did Ji and Soo cause too much trouble? The friend shook his head. It's not Ji and Soo, he didn't come. My Ryan Lius expression froze. My fingers resting at my side suddenly clenched tight. Who's causing the commotion outside then? It's Ji and Soo's mother and Soo. I let out a sigh of relief. I gave a disdainful smile. Everyone knows and Zoo's not in her right mind these days. Ji and Soo must be out of his mind to send his own mother to make a scene. But that's exactly the kind of thing he'd do. Ryan, maybe you should go check. My friend exclaimed, his emotions a bit complicated. Honestly though, we don't like Ji and Soo. After the Soo family's downfall, people were quick to kick them while they were down. After all, we'd known each other for years. Ji and Soo's mother, such a gentle and beautiful woman, now reduced to a crazed, unstable state. It was hard not to feel a pang of sympathy. Ryan Liu seemed to have been waiting for those words. I immediately put the ring back in its box. Without even saying a word to Hao Wang, I walked straight off the stage. Hao Wang in his tailored suit, holding the bouquet on stage, could no longer keep up his smile. It turned to awkwardness and embarrassment. He watched me stride away, without looking back once. Finally, unable to control his emotions, he threw the bouquet down in frustration. "Ryan, you're here." The woman stopped by the bodyguards looked like she'd deliberately dressed up, not a hint of madness about her. She smiled gently when she saw me. "And Zhu, did Jian Su send you?" Jianing Zhu shook her head, repeated Lena. "Ryan, I saw on TV that you were getting engaged, so I came on my own uninvited." My attitude softened. "I'm sorry, Aunt Zhu. It's my fault. I didn't send you an invitation." "I know, and I don't blame you. Arjun has been pestering you all these years, causing you so much trouble." Jianing Zhu looked at the young woman before her. I was in a beautiful gown, about to marry my beloved. In this brief moment of clarity, she felt both pain and helplessness for her son. "And Zhu, what do you want to say?" Ryan Liu furrowed my brow slightly. Everything happening today was nothing like I'd imagined. Jian Su really hadn't shown up, but his mother had. I thought it was his scheme, sending a disturbed woman to cause trouble, to ruin my engagement. But now something felt off. Here's the thing, Ryan. Jian once gave you a watch. That watch was a wedding gift I gave his father when we got married. Later, his father passed it to him to give to his future wife, to carry on the tradition. Jian, being young and foolish, gave it to you. But now that you're engaged to Hao Wang, that watch doesn't belong with you anymore. Ryan, his father passed suddenly, leaving so little behind. I'd like to take that watch back as a keepsake. Ryan Liu slowly lowered my gaze to my left wrist. That watch was still there on my wrist. The day Jiansu gave it to me had been so smug and insistent, telling me to wear it every day, never to take it off. After we broke up, I should have taken it off and thrown it away, but it must just been habit. After all, I'd worn it for 3 whole years. That's what I told myself. Yet my heart felt inexplicably empty. I took off the watch, under the hopeful gaze of the woman before me, but I pulled back my hand before giving it to her. And it's not that I can't let it go, but this watch was given to me by Jiansu, so let him come ask for it himself. I slipped the watch back onto my wrist. "And you should go home. I need to get back to the ceremony." With that, Ryan Liu turned and strode back into the hall. Behind me came the sound of crying and commotion. She must had another episode. I felt an unexplainable irritability. I waved my assistant over, postpone the engagement. Make sure the guests are taken care of. Miss Liu, my assistant, was shocked, but I was already frowning impatiently. "Just do as I say. I'll handle the elders." I took out my phone and dialed a number, but it didn't go through. Jiansu had blocked me. Ryan Liu laughed in frustration. I borrowed a friend's phone and tried again. Blocked again. If I wasn't mistaken, Jiansu had probably blocked everyone from our old circle. Ryan Liu was furious. I borrowed a waiter's phone. This time it went through. Moments later, he picked up. Jiansu was sprawled lazily on my bed, too exhausted to open my eyes. When my phone rang, Mengi Su was in the bathroom showering. I grabbed the phone and answered. To my surprise, it was Ryan Liu's voice on the other end. I checked the time, suppressing my emotions. Shouldn't she be in the middle of her engagement ceremony? Jiansu. Ryan Liu's voice was low, laced with an inexplicable displeasure. "You knew I was getting engaged to Hao Wang today, so you sent your mom to cause trouble, didn't you?" "My mom?" I was instantly wide awake. What's wrong with my mom? Where is she now? Still pretending, huh? She's not in her right mind. If you were watching her, would she have shown up here alone? Jiansu, she's making a scene here. She's ruined my engagement. Ryan Liu let out a cold laugh over the Phoenician Su. What are you going to do about this? It'll come right over. Ryan, please. For the sake of how well my mom treated you before, don't make things hard for her or hurt her. I wouldn't disrespect an elder. But Jiansu, you owe me an explanation for today. I'm on my way now. I'll give you your explanation. You know the place. Ryan Liu hung up. I hurriedly opened a webpage and searched. But when I saw the hotel name in the news, I froze for a moment. The hotel where she and Hao Wang held their engagement was the one I told her about countless times. The one I loved most. But soon Jian-su pulled my thoughts back. This had nothing to do with me. Even if they held their engagement on Mars, I'd only smile and offer my congratulations. I threw on some clothes, grabbed my phone and headed for the door. Meng-Su stepped out of the bathroom just then. Seeing me about to leave, her expression darkened. Jian-su, where are you going? Something's happened with my mom. I need to go handle it. It'll drive you. I glanced at her wet hair. No time for that. I need to get there now. I wanted to ask her. Last night she said she'd take care of my mom. But how? Did she end up at Ryan Lia's place today? But on second thought, with my mom's mental state these days, she's hard to keep track of. I hadn't managed to watch her either, which led to last night's trouble. Your mom was under my people's care last night. If something's wrong, I'm responsible too. Meng-Su set down her towel. Give me 3 minutes. I'll get dressed. Hey Meng-Su, I started to say I'd just take a cab, but she'd already yanked off her bath towel and gone to change. I stared for a few seconds before snapping out of it. Covering my eyes, let's go. Meng-Su quickly got dressed and grabbed her car keys. Your hair's still wet, it's fine. Let's find your mom first. I looked at her dripping hair, instinctively pressing my lips together. But maybe she was just feeling guilty for her people not doing their job properly. You're not moving. Meng-Su glanced at me. I hurried out of the room. Meng-Su drove fast and steady. Honestly, aside from her noticeably more mature and composed appearance and her aura, she hadn't changed much from before. Still not one for jokes. Always focused and serious. Back then, young and reckless as I was, I didn't like her type, bookish and dull. She could never lighten the mood. Ryan Liu and her crowd didn't like her either, always calling her pretentious and aloof. Back then my world revolved around Ryan Liu. If she didn't like Meng-Su, I naturally despised her even more. Looking back, the one who bullied her the most was the foolish, stubborn me. Now, thinking about it feels like I was under a spell. If I were in her shoes, I wouldn't be able to swallow that grudge either. I'd want to get even. Hardy thought to myself, silently resolving. No matter what she did to me during this time, I'd bear it, accept it all. Consider it my atonement. The car pulled up outside the hotel. As I got out, I stopped Meng-Su. I can handle this alone. I didn't want her getting dragged into this mess. Even if she's different now, there was no need for her to make enemies with Ryan Liu and her crew. After all, she's just one person. And behind Ryan Liu is her sister Jia Liu and a tangled web of connections? Meng-Su looked up at me. Jian-su, am I too shameful to be seen with? That's not what I meant. Meng-Su, this has nothing to do with you. I just don't want you getting involved. Isn't it a bit late for that? Just listen to me this time, okay? We won't have much to do with each other. Once my debts are paid, we'll each go back to our own worlds. No ties left. Call me if anything happens. Meng-Su didn't push further. I rushed out of the car, unaware that the moment I closed the door, the woman inside grew somber, and a moment later, she gave a faint self-mocking smile. When I got there, my mom was still crying and making a scene. Seeing me, she pushed past the people around her. Jian, Mom just wanted to get your dad's watch back. I wasn't causing trouble. I gently hugged her. I know. Mom's been so good, Rian wouldn't give it to me. That's why I cried. Mom grabbed my hand looking so wronged. It's ours clearly. Why won't she give it back? Okay, sit here for a bit. I'll talk to her. I calmed my mom down before turning to Ryan Liu. She was frowning, her expression sour. I could understand why. She was finally marrying the one she'd longed for, only for her engagement to be ruined. Miss Liu, I apologize on behalf of my mom. If needed, I can apologize to Mr. Wang too. My tone was sincere, my attitude earnest. No matter what, this was our fault. What's the point of an apology? Jian-su, my engagement was ruined by your mom. Do you know how long I've waited for this day? Ryan Lia's gaze locked onto my face, not shifting for a second, as if she didn't want to miss even the slightest change in my expression. Then tell me how I can make it up to you. Is there anything left to make up for? I had no answer. After a long pause, I spoke. Miss Liu, how do you want to resolve this? Tell me. I'll do my best to make it happen. Ryan Liu looked down at me. Jian-su, you went out of your way to ruin my engagement, and now you're putting on this act. Does it mean anything? All these years you've tried every trick in the book. If put up with it, now you're familyless in this state. What right do you have? Ryan Liu have said it multiple times. We're done and I'm sorry for the past. I won't show up in front of you or Mr. Wong again. You don't show up. But sending your mom to make a scene is the same thing. I didn't send her. You think I'd believe you? If you don't believe me, I can't help that. I didn't want to keep arguing. I'll take my mom home first. As for the watch, when you decide what to do, please let me know. Jian-su, have you no shame? A perfectly good engagement ruined by you, and now you want to just walk away. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Ryan Lia's friends started to crowd around, each one brimming with righteous anger. What do you want to do? Why don't you kneel to Brother Wong? After all, he's heartbroken. You can't even afford to compensate for the damage. And Ryan doesn't care about your pathetic money. I took a deep breath and looked at Ryan Liu's. That okay? Will that get my watch back? Ryan Lia's face turned inexplicably grim, but she didn't object. Fine, I'll do it. I turned to her friends. Please take me to Mr. Wong. Brother Wang's coming, just kneel here. Let everyone see so he can vent. How Wang's face was grim. The moment he saw me, his emotions flared. His eyes reddened with anger. I glanced at my mom sitting quietly in the distance, hoping she wouldn't see me at my worst. Can my mom leave first? I don't want her to see this. Can't we send Anzu out first? Ryan Liu agreed. Thank you. I was genuinely grateful. Mr. Wang turned to Hao Wang. I apologize on behalf of my mom. Hao Wang spoke softly, almost fragile. Anzu, if you kneel to me, what will people think of me? How about you just bow and apologize? That's letting him off too easy. Yeah, why should he get away with all his wrongs? Brother Wong, you're too generous. I didn't want to waste more time. I just wanted to end this farce and take my mom away. Mr. Wong, I apologize for my mom. I took a deep breath and slowly bent my knees. Ruyan Liu, for some reason, rushed forward and grabbed my arm, pulling me up. Who told you to kneel? Jian-su, are you really this spineless? Have you no dignity left? Do you even want to stay in Jincheng anymore? I pushed her hand away, stepping back. Miss Liu, is this enough now? Can you return my dad's watch? I held out my hand to her, my gaze calm, almost lifeless. Jincheng's been impossible for me for a while. I have no plans to stay. Dignity and pride don't matter. Surviving is the hardest part. Ryan Liu stared at my hand, at the scars and calluses. Her eyes reddened intensely, her lips pressed into a tight line. So you're always full of lies, aren't you? I didn't quite understand her. You were the one who shamelessly clung to me, insisting I take this watch, telling me never to take it off. Now you want it back. Does the world revolve around you? This watch may be expensive, but Ryan Liu could buy 10 of them without blinking. There's no reason for her to keep something she hates. It's just her deep resentment toward me. She wants to make things difficult. Miss Liu, if you're still angry about these past years, I can apologize like I just did. Ruyan Liu seemed to lose her composure. Can't you understand plain words? Who gave you the right to love me when you wanted, and stop loving me when you felt like it? What gives you the right to come and go as you please? In front of me, Ryan Liu. Get this straight. In getting engaged and married to Hao Wang, when that day comes, Jian, even if you regret it, it'll be too late. But why would I regret it? Or is she the one who doesn't understand? I gave her up long ago, not some ploy to win her back, not out of petty grievance. If truly completely let her go, and I'll never look back. Miss Liu, you're overthinking. I only wish you and Hao Wang a lifetime of happiness. Ryan Liu let out a cold laugh. She took the watch off her wrist and let it fall. The watch hit the ground. Take your thing and get lost. Jian-su, don't let me see you again. I crouched down. Picking up the watch, hands had stopped. I held it for a moment, then looked up at Ryan Liu. Ryan Limey's voice was low, but the slap I gave her carried all my strength. My palm stung like it was on fire. My whole body was trembling. Ryan and Hao Wang gasped in shock. The surroundings fell deathly silent. I exhaled, smiled, and carefully tucked the watch away, not lingering for a single second. I walked far from the scene, the silence trailing me. Behind me, it was utterly quiet. Jian-su. He couldn't be serious, could he? I feel like he wasn't putting on an act this time. His hands were pretty scarred. Now that I think about it, he's never really done anything heinous. He just loved Ryan too much, that's all. Did we go too far? A few friends instinctively glanced at Ryan Liu. She touched her slightly swollen cheek. Her gaze followed my Jian-su's retreating figure, as if expecting something. But when I walked out that door, the light in her eyes suddenly dimmed completely. I took Mom to the hospital. After the usual treatment procedures, she fell into a quiet sleep. I held the watch, knowing Mom would want it back when she woke, so I planned to get it fixed. As I left the ward, I saw Meng-Su. She was sitting there looking at something on her phone. Hearing my footsteps, she paused and looked up at me. I just spoke with the doctor. Your mom's condition, with systematic treatment, will gradually improve. I lowered my gaze. No, but we can't afford that kind of money right now. I can help with the money. I looked up sharply. But Meng-Su, I have no way to repay you. You already owe me. Owing 10,000 is owing. Owing 1,000,000 is still owing. Meng-Su stood and walked toward me. Let's go eat something first. It's not the same at all, okay? 10,000. I could maybe work hard and pay back, but 1,000,000. I really can't imagine it. But Meng-Su, owing too much. I really can't repay you. Then pay it back slowly, no rush. But Jian-su, am the creditor now. Fine, I could only shut up. Meng-Su took me to eat. She had something come up, so her driver took me to get the watch fixed. I don't know if it was my imagination, but Meng-Su seemed in a bad mood. Her attitude toward me grew colder, and for the next few days, we didn't see each other. Mom was admitted to the hospital, starting strict systematic treatment. I didn't let myself idle. I kept up my hectic part-time job routine. I heard by chance that Ryan Liu and Hao Wang's engagement was postponed. No one knew when it would happen. Meng-Su had gone back to Hong Kong. Her fortune was made in Hong Kong. Her business empire was mostly there. She'd only returned to Beijing for a new project, so that's why she was back in town. She'd canceled the lease on my old apartment, so I'd been staying at her place in Beijing. Her social and personal life seemed so clean and simple, which gave me the most peaceful 2 months I'd had in a long time. Coming home from a part-time job at 11 p.m., I grabbed the cheapest sandwich on the way, a knockoff brand. I threw myself onto the couch, not noticing the floor lamp glowing, or Meng-Su tipsy, lounging in an armchair. When I realized something was off, Meng-Su was already stumbling to her feet, walking toward me. Jian-su nudged my dangling leg. Her drunken eyes hazy. Should you be punished? Punished for what? I was baffled, staring at the woman before me. Meng-Su leaned down. The faint scent of alcohol enveloped me. Not a single call or message. Do you remember I'm your creditor? Meng-Su kicked my pant leg hard. Jian-su, tonight I'm punishing you physically. I froze. A physical punishment? What kind of punishment? Meng-su's hand gently gripped my chin. Her touch started light, then grew firmer. Silly fool. Meng-ji suddenly laughed. She rarely laughed so freely. Even in our youth, she was always calm, rarely smiling. And now grown up, she was even more composed. I'd barely seen her show any emotion, but now her smile was open, her eyes soft, a gentle glow in her gaze. I was stunned. So this is what her smile looked like. I could only think of one word: stunning. Meng-ji leaned down and kissed Jian-su. You're a first-class idiot. Yeah, I'm pretty dumb. You don't need to keep reminding me. I lowered my gaze, avoiding her tender eyes. not wanting to sink into that foolish feeling. Let's go to bed. It'll teach you a proper lesson. The next morning when I woke up, Mengisu was still there. Take a break from those part-time jobs for now. Why? Didn't you used to work at your dad's company? Yeah, I did. But you think I did anything real back then? Dad just wanted to keep me busy. Give me something proper to do as the only son. The Su family was supposed to be mine someday. I couldn't be completely clueless. But now it's all gone. So there's no point. You can handle basic tasks right. Well, yeah. I did intern properly for 2 months. Work for me for a while. Wait. No reason. Call it debt repayment. I couldn't refuse that. Debtors don't get a choice. Get ready. You'll start working with me tomorrow. Mengisu saw me sitting dazed on the bed. Hair a mess. She came over and smoothed it for me. Jian-su, there's something we need to clear up. What's that? Your mind now one way or another. Her gaze held a strange intensity. If you get bullied, it's my face you're losing. Got it? No one's bullied me. If humiliation and a beating don't count, then what does? My nose stung, tears threatening. She knew everything. But what did it matter to her? Even if I was humiliated and hit, she should feel satisfied. Only I get to bully you. Mengisu looked at my reddened eyes, exasperated. A few words and you're ready to cry. Stayed silent. Tears kept falling. Enough, Jian-su. The past is wiped clean. She leaned down, her warm kiss brushing my eyelid. Wiped clean. I knew Mengisu kept her word. But while she could let go of the past, I couldn't live with a clear conscience. Maybe I'd never forget how I humiliated her for Ryan Lias' amusement, reading her love letter over the school loudspeaker. That letter, which I forced her to write, to my exact words. She confessed to me once and I rejected her, but later egged on by Ryan's friends. I sought her out, told her if she wrote me a serious love letter, I'd consider accepting her. I dictated that letter. She wrote it by hand. I made her degrade herself to the extreme. Even writing Jin, I'd be your dog just to be with you. When that letter was read over the loudspeaker, young Mengi stood amidst thousands of staring eyes, her face pale as death. At first, I laughed along with Ryan and her friends. But by the end, I couldn't laugh anymore. I still remember her final look at me. No hatred, just a calm, like the suffocating calm of the deep sea. I regretted it even then, but my foolish pride kept me from saying sorry. The night Ryan Liu and Hao Wang broke up, a few friends were with her at the club. After a few rounds of drinks, someone blurted out, stunned, "Holy crap, look what I just saw. That Mengisu, that green tea girl, the one who liked Jian-su." The phone was passed to Ryan Liu, an 8-second video on the screen. In the video, a sharply dressed woman in a white business suit still bore traces of her youthful self. Beside her, a young man in a black suit. Ryan could recognize him even as Ashes. They looked like boss and subordinate. But as they got into the car, I shielded her. Mengisu smiled at me with a hint of warmth. No wonder Jian-su's so bold this time. He's got a new backer. But after how he humiliated Mengisu for Ryan, isn't he afraid of revenge? I heard Mengisu's doing big things in Hong Kong. Why'd she come back to Beijing? She's not here for Jian-su, is she? Jian-su's dirt poor now. Mengisu could toy with him easily. But in that video, it didn't look like revenge. What do you guys know? Give him some sweetness first, then crush him when he's high. That kind of revenge is way more fun. Everyone was talking over each other, but Ryan Liu stayed silent. Ryan, what do you think? If Mengisu's really out to get Jian-su, should we warn him? Ryan Liu let out a cold laugh. She pushed the phone aside. Her voice icy. What's it got to do with you? And what's it got to do with me? If Mengisu wants revenge, let her have it. Even if she destroys him, it's none of my business. Ryan, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? Yeah, Jian-su was pretty annoying before, but now he's honestly kind of pitiful. I only recently found out. Those shady Wang family goons had their eyes on him, and he fought back hard. Got beaten up pretty bad. He brought it on himself. Ryan Liu said as much. but her eyes slowly reddened. He chose to sink so low messing with that trash. Why should I care about him? But deep down she was waiting for me, Jian-soo, to come to her, to beg for her help. But I never did. I'd rather deal with those animals than go to her. Ryan Liu. Doesn't he deserve it? Just like now, Hayes foolishly jumping into Menggi-su's trap, hellbent on his own destruction. What's that got to do with her? If only I'd come back to her like before, admitting my mistake and bowing my head, though she hated me. For the sake of those years of devotion, she wouldn't have abandoned me. But she never expected that I did truly change this time. Even her engagement to Hao Wang left me unfazed. That day, forced to kneel and apologize, I didn't even resist. I actually knelt. Ryan Liu felt the fire in her chest, burning hotter and hotter. Maybe it was the alcohol. She couldn't sit still anymore, and got up to leave the room. I never thought I'd see Ryan Liu again, sitting calmly across from me at a table. Jian-soo. Menggi-soo has a fiancé in Hong Kong, arranged by her elders. Did you know? Ryan Liu's bluntness caught me off guard, but on second thought, she's 2 years older than me, successful in her career. It's only normal she'd be at the stage for marriage talks. From your expression, you've been kept in the dark, haven't you? What are you trying to say? Her purpose in coming to Beijing? I think you can guess some of it. Jian-soo, as a woman, I understand women's minds best. Take my advice. Get away from her while you can. You think she's out to get revenge on me too, don't you? Ryan Liu looked at me with some pity. Jian-soo, no one can forget that kind of humiliation. I know. He looked at her calmly. I was terribly wrong back then. So if she wants revenge, I'll accept it. If there's nothing else, I should get back to work. I stood to leave, but Ryan Liu grabbed my wrist. Her expression awkward. Jian-soo, we've known each other for so many years. I can't just watch you jump into a fire pit. How about this? We get engaged like we once agreed. After all, only me and the Liu family can protect you. And what you owe Menggi-soo, we can pay her off. I yanked my hand free. You think she looks like she needs money? No one ever has enough money. If she's still not satisfied for her Beijing business, I can have someone make concessions. Ryan Liu, why are you doing this? You hate me so much. Shouldn't you be happier the worse off I am? And you want to get engaged to me? What about your Hao Wang? It's honestly laughable. Someone you once loved so desperately, you just break up like it's nothing. Someone you hated enough to wish dead. Now you want to marry. I really don't understand, nor do I want a people like you. We're done. Jian-soo, I'm completely done with him. I was wrong about you before. I only just learned Hao Wang lied. He deceived me, who never bullied him. Ryan Liu's gaze burned into Mezian. Will you consider what I just said? He didn't answer. I just picked up the glass of water in front of me and splashed it in her face. Ryan Liu, I don't take back trash. Jian-soo, you're always so stubborn and foolish. Ryan Liu wiped the water from her face, anger in her eyes. You won't regret it until you're battered and bleeding, will you? What's it to you? Jian-soo, you loved me for 7 years. Chased me for 7 years. I know what you want. I'm willing to marry you now. I gave a faint smile, cutting her off. Ryan Liu, if you could turn back time to the moment my dad died and say those words then, I might have considered it. But you can't. So there's no chance for us. Jian-soo. Liu tried to grab me, but I dodged again. You like Menggi-soo, don't you? Ryan Liu gave a bitter smile. That day, I saw you and Menggi-soo at the bank. The way you looked at her was exactly like how you used to look at me. You're wrong. He raised an eyebrow at her. It's not exactly the same, because a man's first woman always holds a certain special feeling. What did you say? Ryan Liu froze, but I ignored her and strode out of the cafe. There was still an hour until the end of the workday. Menggi-soo was probably busy, but I had a question for her. Assistant Soo, you're finally back. Miss Soo was looking for you. Heard you were out meeting a friend. Did Miss Soo ask anything else? She didn't look happy. Assistant Soo, be careful when you see her later. I was a bit surprised. I hadn't expected that in the half hour I was gone, Menggi-soo would just happen to look for me. She was supposed to be in a meeting. Alright, thank you. It'll go now. I took a deep breath, smoothed my shirt, and hurried to Mengi-sa's office. After knocking and entering, she didn't look up, just kept working on documents. I stood there for a full half hour. Finally, I couldn't hold back. Miss Su, did you need me for something? Mengi-sa's hand paused. She glanced at me, then lowered her head and resumed work. Mengi-su, if you don't need me, I have something to ask you. Mengi-su set down her pen at that. She leaned back in her chair, silently watching me. Is it true you have a fiancé? I didn't want to beat around the bush. Being a third party versus repaying a debt to a single creditor are completely different things. Who told you that? I faltered. Before I could answer, Mengi-su gave a cold laugh. Your ex-fiancé cheated and found a new fiancé, and now she wants to throw dirt on me. I was a bit dazed. It took me a moment to process. So you don't have a fiancé? No. Mengi-sa's gaze grew colder. Jian-su, I don't have the energy to waste on men. Besides, dealing with you is exhausting enough. I don't need more trouble. How am I exhausting you? Mengi-su stared at me for a long moment, before slowly saying to words are dumb. Mengi-su, what's the rush? I wasn't done talking. A hint of a smile crept into her eyes. And dealing with you alone is tiring enough. You're the one who's insatiable. I regretted the words the moment they slipped out, but it was too late. I'm insatiable. Then tonight you better not complain about being tired. Satisfy me properly, and write me a love letter in bed tonight. You write exactly what I tell you. Do I have to read it at the company meeting? If you think that level of intensity won't affect your desires. Sure, what kind of intensity? I didn't quite get it. Back then, I only forced her to write a bunch of sappy, simpering love lines. Jian-su loves Mengi-su. Jian-su loves being with Mengi-su. Jian-su wants to be with Mengi-su every night. Jian-su wants to be with Mengi-su in the office, in the study. Mengi-su, are you crazy? I raised my hand to cover her mouth, startled. So write it or do it. I thought for a moment writing it is too embarrassing, and we're going to do it anyway. So doing it is better, alright. Then start from the fourth line. A faint smile curled Mengi-sa's lips. Jian-su, kiss me. I slowly leaned down to kiss her lips. Mengi-su whispered. Jian-su, I forgive you. I still like you, even more than I did 7 years ago. Jian-su, don't say anything. Wait until you're saying something I want to hear. Then tell me. I shook my head lightly, stubbornly gazing at her. Mengi-su, I have to say this. I'm sorry for what I, Jian-su, did 7 years ago. For all the foolish things that hurt you. I never blamed you, I know. But all these years, thinking of you fills me with regret. My eye stung. Mengi-su, I owe you thanks too. No need to thank me. Jian-su, just like methods enough. If you really don't like me, at least don't hate me. Mengi-su, I think I do like you. You're my first woman, and you're really beautiful. Completely my type. Anything else Sayer figures amazing too. Being with you feels great. Mengi-su laughed. That'll do. Lustful love works too. I settled Mom in, carefully tucking her in with a blanket. I mumbled softly. Real love is physical love. The body's sometimes more honest than the mind. Well said. Mengi-su pressed her forehead against mine. You've got me pretty happy, but you still need to be punished for your mistakes. What did I do wrong? Meeting your ex behind my back. She's been harassing me for a while. I just wanted to clear things up with her. You still need to be punished, alright. How do you want to punish me? Work you to exhaustion? Truly, a woman's heart is the most ruthless. I only want to wear you out because I like you. I looked at her smile, my own eyes mirroring her joy. Fine, I'll take my punishment willingly.